Late good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Brian Bridges Show. Welcome to the Brian Bridges Show. Y'all come on in for a brief moment. Got a very disturbing case that happened over Labor Day weekend, you all. Where a young mother was killed at Coney Island. Very sad and disturbing case. A young lady by the name of Donae Wilbert. Donae Wilbert, again, was a young mother in this situation, you all, and this young lady was trying to do the right thing. And I want to discuss tonight about a few ways to absolutely do the right thing when you are out there, and especially in public. Because nowadays it seems to be the wrong idea to kind of actually do the right thing. And this young lady was moved spiritually and morally to do the right thing, to try to stop some other individuals from actually having an altercation, you all. So I really want to come in on the behalf of this young lady tonight, you all, in hopes that it will bring on a new light in her case, you all. Hopefully, the Detroit Police Department can actually step up and find a suspect in this particular case. Again, it was a very sad and disturbing case, you all. And I want to go over a few details that may bring light to the situation, you all. So again, this was a very sad case. If you are joining me for the first time, usually here we read the news article. That way we can go over a few things that may or may not have been said. In these news articles, a lot of times they give us a narrative that they may want to hear. And sometimes we may hear something that we can add that may be very helpful in bringing the suspect to an arrest, you all. Again, this was very disturbing, more so because this young lady was doing the right thing again, you all. So, again, this young lady was murdered at in Hollywood, Coney Island, where her and her girlfriends, a few other friends, had gone to this particular place to eat, you all, after they had came out from clubbing and partying and so forth and so on. But that's also another topic for another day, you all. But we want to come on and kind of share this light, you all. So again, it says young mother outside of Detroit, Coney Island, was breaking up a fight before being shot, you all. It said the 27-year-old was gunned down outside of Detroit, Coney Island. Donae Weber led her life with her heart, her mom said. She would give you the shirt off her back. She was always helping people, said LaDonna Kemp, you all. It was Wilbur's interest in helping people that the family says this the reason why she was murdered on Labor Day weekend. So again, you all, Donnell Wilbur led her life with her heart. Her mom said she will give you the shirt off her back to help anyone. It said it was Wilbur's interest in helping people that the family said the reason she was murdered over the Labor Day weekend. The 27-year-old was shot in the parking lot of Hollywood, Coney Island on Detroit's west side early Sunday morning. The shooting happened after she had tried to break up the fight. We had even told her, like, you can't just pull over in your car when you are by yourself because it's so dangerous out there, uh, said Kemp, who was her mother, you all. She was kind of like that type of person to have to try it for herself. Wilbur had a fun night out with her girlfriend for hours before she was killed, you all. After arrival had died down, they had went to get a bite to eat, and an argument developed between two men, you all. So this was one part of the case that I had actually thought could have been a lot different, you all. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. It said after arrival had died down, they went to get a bite to eat. An argument developed between two men. Now, this is something that was kind of disturbing to me because it said two men and and another woman near Wilbur's friend. So this states to me that there was three people that was in an actual altercation when Mrs. Wilbur tried to intervene, you all. So again, she tried to intervene and do the absolute right thing in this particular case. And this is one of the things that again had kind of came to light to myself, you all, because again, her mother was under the impression that a man had shot her, but being that it was an extra woman in the same altercation with two other men, then this woman could also be a suspect that was in the same altercation, you all. You know, not only again was it two men, you know, two men are fighting, and this is one of the things that I want to tell young ladies out there, you know, who may be morally on track, you all, who may just want to do the right thing, may see two men arguing. You know, it's very dangerous when you see two men actually arguing and about to get into an altercation where people can be hurt. You know, people can be physically hurt. People can be definitely harmed, being that there are so many weapons on the street now, and people just run off and run to their car and you know, decide they're gonna solve an issue by firing at somebody, by shooting a weapon, by killing them or taking their life. And you know, this is very sad because you know, people do not have uh, a value for human life. You know, this is one thing that's very sad and disturbing to me. And I just had one of my brothers on the phone, and you know, we was kind of discussing the same thing. You know, where do we come to a point where you can't even say or do the right thing without consequences being brought to you? You know, people are afraid to do the right thing. People are afraid to say what they actually saw. You know, too afraid that people may come and retaliate on them and things of this nature. How did we as a people get tricked in such into such a behavior? You know, where we see stuff and don't say nothing about it. You know, where we see people being harmed, people being murdered, people being robbed, raped, may it be, you know, something of this nature, and you just not say nothing because you afraid that if you say something, something gonna happen to you. You know, the old street code, stitches get stitches, and things of this nature. But where do you come from when you know it's your family? You know, when it could be your mother or your wife or your niece or your nephew or your grandparents or something of this nature, you know, or it could be them the next time, you know. Though we let these kind of people just get away with this kind of stuff, man. You know, I'm asking that anybody that was out there this particular night from Detroit may have been out, because it's one thing when people come from these certain club atmospheres. You know, people normally go to, when we was back in our day, we used to go to Whataburger, you know, up at 2, 3 in the morning when we would be actually leaving the club to get a bite to eat. But the whole city would actually go to this location, you all. So again, I'm pretty sure this is something um, of the same similarity, you all. So this is why I kind of want to come in on this, and hopefully this will give someone the courage to stand up, to actually do what's right, you all. Because again, this is very sad, and I don't know what the Detroit Police Department is actually doing with this case, but there should definitely be surveillance cameras in this particular establishment, you all. There should definitely be a lit parking lot where these people can leave out after coming and getting service, getting eating or whatever they may have been doing to actually get to your cars, you all. I don't understand how two men that actually want to fight each other, that actually want to take each other's head off, is gonna be so moved, so angry that they actually want to take the life of a female. I really think it's a cowardly move for a person to get shot in the back to actually shoot a woman with no kind of weapon, no threat to you at all. Again, this woman was someone's daughter. This woman had a child, a young son, to raise and look after. She had a promising life. She was a very loving and helpful person, is what her family continuously says about this young lady. Man, again, this was very sad, and one that quite is quite disturbing to me, you all. There are a lot of people out there with mental issues, and it's kind of hard to break up a fight with some people who may be going through a mental episode. A lot of times people just snap. They get into this certain anger, certain rage. It's a spirit of anger that will cause you to harm or kill or hurt anybody. But when you allow yourself to get to be so upset, to be so angry, man, it's best that you move around, go take yourself a walk, ride, take yourself a ride somewhere, and kind of come back and rethink the things that you're actually doing, man. Because again, this could be very bad and harmful, not only to the person that is having the mental breakdown, but to other people as well. Kim said her daughter just wanted everybody to go home. I'm very sure in my thoughts that she wanted to get home. She said, I guess the guy followed her out and she was able to get herself out of the restaurant and was shot in the parking lot. Kim added, you all. So again, the mother is under the impression that it was a man there that actually followed her outside. But again, if it was two men arguing and she decided to intervene and possibly the girl that she was intervening with could have followed her out there and shot this young lady. Could it could possibly had not been either of these men is what I'm actually trying to say, you all. Again, I don't know what the update is because I did try to diligently look up an update for this particular situation, you all, but was very unsuccessful in doing so. So again, man, we have to reach out to the Detroit Police Department and see if they have any information more on this particular case, you all. Because again, this was very sad, and someone should be accountable. Someone should be held accountable for this young lady's life, you all. And again, if you are out there and you see something, call the local police department. If you know something, I mean, man, it's sad uh, to say that there are people out there that actually uh, would rather stand by some street code than to actually do the right thing. Are there any good people left? Especially when you out there going to these different nightclubs, so forth and so on. These are the same people that are going to turn their back while you are being assaulted, while you are being hurt. That your life could possibly be in danger. But if you are going out hanging with these kind of people that live by this code, some code of ethics. I mean, it's not a code of ethics when it's street. It's demonic. It's nothing good about this. It's nothing that Christ would do. He would not turn his back on people or turn his back on an innocent person that had been slain by a demon, you all, a person that was possessed by something. You have to be possessed to actually walk up on young lady and kill her or take her life. You all again, man. There's so many things that I want to actually say and kind of talk about, and so many stories from a day-to-day basis that actually occur that we want to cover, you all. That we want to talk about. Back in biblical times, they didn't have the social media. They didn't have the word that they can actually get out as fast as they actually could, as we actually do today, you all. But these are some of the same people. And if they had a news station back then when Christ was on earth, when Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses, then we would have a lot more news. We would have a lot more things to talk about. But these were the actual news content that they had wrote and made into scripture, you all. So again, man, this is our duty as a people, collectively, man, to stand up, man, and do the right thing and say the right things to people, man. Again, if you see something, somebody being harmed or any young lady being murdered or harmed or anything of this nature, man, it's your job. And you just as guilty as the person who actually pulled the trigger. I mean, that's the way God going to see it. That's the way even the judicial system would actually see this, you all. Because again, man, you have to do something. And again, if you don't want to be a person who is gonna, do what's right, then you have to eliminate the problem. Figure out a way to eliminate the problem yourself. Now, I can't go around telling people to go out there and be some kind of vigilante justice and get yourself in no kind of trouble of this magnitude, but you need to do something that's morally right, that stand on the principles that God has given us. Or just your own mother with, or just like I say, morals are good. Morals and principles will lead you and guide you. I mean, this is the word of the Lord. But nowadays, people just do anything. They just think that everything is so natural that like this is supposed to happen. Man, you'd be surprised, man. But again, this is one sad situation, man, and it was worth coming on to tonight and discussing. It said the incident is tragic for Detroit Pastor Mo. Also, you all was also enraged. He said the incident, she was doing the right thing, and that's what enraged me. He said Mo works for the community group by teaching uh, de-escalation techniques, and his goal saying that it is. It is imperative to actually squash the beef before it turns violent, you all. So this is another good thing and something that this man has said that can also be elaborated on. You kind of want to. If you see people getting in the heat of the argument, you want to de-escalate that thing as fast as you can, man. This is something that you want to do. And also another good thing that he really had said is kind of watch people's demeanor, man, because a lot of times a person's body language can actually tell you what they are going to do or what they are actually thinking. It's kind of hard to jump in somebody's mind frame and kind of really understand what they can do because, different people react differently. For every action is a reaction. But then you may see telltale signs like a bulging gun or something sticking out of his pocket, or dude arguing, steady arguing, but he reaching behind his back, or digging in his pocket. He may have a knife or may have some type of weapon that he may be willing to use. So it's best to kind of pay attention to these things, man. Kind of analyze people before you actually run up on them in some kind of heated moment or situation where, again, they can possibly be having some sort of mental breakdown, man. And this is very, very important situations, you all. So again, for young ladies, man, I appreciate everything that you do as young women, because a lot of times these dudes be out there, they be full of these alcohol, and a lot of times they out there arguing to impress each other. You know, they trying to argue and show out on one another in front of these different little girls, you know. So it took a pretty brave young lady to actually stand up and to do the right thing, to try to get two men to stop arguing and fighting and beefing with one another, man. And unfortunately, it cost this lady her life, you all. So, man, this was even more so sad. It said, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but if it's somebody who looks like they can be dangerous, menacing, or just don't care, be careful how you approach someone who could be having a mental breakdown. And again, that's what we kind of said, you all. It says, Wilbert's family is determined to make sure her legacy lives on. I just want to say, whoever did this, they took away such a bright light that shine in the lives of so many different people, said Kim, who was her mother, you all. Again, it said everybody that she ever talked to will remember her because of just that great shine. Just the personality she was. She was an amazing person. She was amazing, you all. So again, I will be adding a description in the link below about this particular topic, you all. I do have again my brother, man. I will be adding him in these particular conversations, you know, at a much later date, you all. So again, man, I didn't want to keep everybody long. I just wanted to come on the behalf of Miss Dante Wilbert, you all. So prayers and condolences go out to her and her family. And again, you all, man, this was very. I can't share a news clip with you all that may give you a better understanding about this particular um, young lady, you all. So.
That's right. The police do have some surveillance video from the actual restaurant. We did talk with the owner of the restaurant, so he said police are looking at that video, trying to get more information. So hopefully some leads will come from that. That's very critical in all of this.
Yeah, and hopefully some tips come in. Thank you for that report as well.
Well, let me see if we can run this baby out. We could. I'm sorry, but I did have it ready.
This is it, folks. Final question.
And I do want to share it with you all. Again, man, this was very sad, man. So if anybody out there know anything about this particular case, then please contact Detroit Police Department, man. Help these people out because they are doing a very piss poor job. I said they are doing a very piss poor job, and they need to step up the investigation, man. You know, maybe this will help them do such a thing. Let me see, these commercials are so long, I don't know how they just add them in, put them in, and pull them out, y'all.
Well, we know the family's absolutely devastated, but they have so many questions too in terms of the investigation. Police are still trying to piece a lot of things together themselves, but the family has questions relating to how can something like this happen when their daughter tried to do the right thing.
She led with her heart. She would give you the shirt off of her back. She was always helping people.
LaDonna Kim says that's exactly what her daughter was doing when her life was stolen from her over the Labor Day weekend. Family members say 27-year-old Donae Wilbert was gunned down at Hollywood Coney Island on Detroit's west side early Sunday morning, not long after she tried to break up a fight.
We have to even tell her, like, you can't pull over in your car when you by yourself because you see somebody on the road and they need help because it's dangerous out there. But she was kind of like the type of person that would have to, like, try or see for herself.
It started with Donae and her girlfriends having a fun night out. They went to the Coney Island for a bite to eat when an argument developed between two men and a woman, according to sources.
She just wanted everybody to go home and get home. And I'm very sure in my thoughts of knowing that she wanted to get home. I guess the guy followed her out and she was able to get herself out of the restaurant and she was shot in the parking lot.
Although we couldn't actually touch her, when we would go view her based.
See, again, man, this was a very, very sad thing, man, because again, this young lady was trying to help, man. So I'm more than sure that somebody there seen something, man. Again, if you seen something, say something, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed to actually do what's right, man. To do what God called you to do. Again, man, we have to change this narrative of actually being afraid to do the right thing, to being afraid to stand up like a man or a woman and actually do what's right, to do what's best for everybody, when it comes to a situation like this, man. It's just that we can't let this kind of thing keep happening to women, children, old men, old women, whatever it may be, man. This is not the way God intended for us to live, us to be as a people, man. A very sad situation. Again, condolences go out to her whole entire family, and even more so her child, you all, because he lost a beautiful mother, and I'm praying that this young man finds his way, you know, in life, you all, because he's gonna have to do that without his mother, man. It's hard even living a life without a father, but the mother is here to nourish you and help you along your way. Um, throughout your day-to-day struggles, you all. So again, I didn't want to hold everybody too long. Wanted to just come on and on behalf of Miss Wilbert, you all. God first, Christ gang. Peace. Blessings, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Talk to y'all soon. Later. Thank you.